Welcome back to another video. It is your boy Coach Kai coming at you again, another banger, dropping some more gaming value as always. If you are new here, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn those post notifications on so you never miss a new video, man. We're trying to be consistent weekly. We're on the road to 10K. You know, slow grind is the best grind, so let's get it. So today's topic we're going to talk about, fellas, is 5 reasons why confident men intimidate people. Okay, this is a really good touchful topic that I wanted to cover because this is something I feel like every attractive guy goes through, and it's something that, you know, a lot of us can relate to. And, you know, if you kind of starting to get into that phase where you're starting to, you know, looks max and, you know, really trying to be your peak and full potential, and you start to notice signs like this, trust me, a lot of attractive men go through this. So first one we got, making other people feel less than. Right? So how many times are you around certain people, you know, where they don't have the most confidence, or they might be lacking in certain areas of their life where they don't feel, you know, like maybe they're too short, maybe their looks is not there, maybe they bald and, you know, different things, maybe their teeth is messed up. How many times are you around those different types of people, and, you know, maybe you have all those things but they don't, and they say smart remarks like, oh man, you think you got it like that, huh? You think you this, you think you that. Especially when it's a shorter guy, right? And no shade at the shorter dudes, you know, I'm 6'8", but that's okay. I'm not trying to brag on that. I'm just saying this is my past experiences, you know, from being around, you know, shorter men. They start to be jealous and envy of, you know, when you start to be in public and get attention from other women, you know, because usually women like what? Taller guys. So, you know, this is certain things that, you know, you get to attract, and then other people and other men specifically start to get jealous and envy of. And that's why it's important who you keep around your circle, so nobody's hating on you just for being tall, or just because you got your looks up and you take care of your skin. You know, they can do the same thing, but they choose not to. They think it's too, you know, feminine. They think it's you less than to take care of yourself, or, you know, take care of your skincare, take care of your physique, right? They think something wrong with you. But in reality, it's something wrong with them, because why wouldn't you want to be the best version of yourself at the end of the day? We only got one life, so why wouldn't you want to max that version out of your life to where you know, fully looks maxing yourself to where nobody can take that from you? You know, they're going to hate on that, but that's because they don't really understand the vision. A real person, a real down-to-earth man will understand the vision of trying to have that top physique, trying to have, you know, good skincare, nice teeth, you know, nice hair. All these things are important, fellas, right? Smelling good, cologne. Some of y'all don't be wearing cologne, which is crazy. If you're a man out here, you're not wearing cologne. I'm not saying you gotta wear cologne every single day, fellas, but to not wear none at all, you know, you should want to smell good. You know, when you go out with that chick, or when you with the boros, you know, y'all go out to a bar or something, you know, something chill, lounge, you know, you should want to smell good. You should want to look good, feel good, you look good, and your mental state is on point, fellas. So you got to always remember that. But it's very important that, you know, you keep people around you who are constantly trying to look max and improve, you know, finances. But in this instance, it's, you know, about looks, you know, not envy guys. Even if they shorter than you, they just like hating on you, right? You should be around people who, no matter how tall they are, 5'11", you know, 5'10", 6 feet, 6'1", 6'2", you know, let's say you like 6'4", 6'5", they shouldn't care about, oh, okay, you get more attention than them when you go out in public. You know, they should want to be like, okay, like, how else can I level up my life to where I can look max and, you know, get the attention and validation from women like him? It should be iron sharper iron type of thing, fellas. So remember that. So next one we got, they notice you get all the attention. Something with kind of what I just talked about, but we're going to go a little more in depth with it. They notice that you get a lot of attention, not just from women, but how many of us have been around people, you know, no matter if it's like family's a big one. Family, when they be like, oh man, because I went through this myself, like, oh man, you know, you got the muscles on you now, you lost a ton of weight, you know what I mean, you look good, you know, but then there's always that one family member or those couple people that are in your bloodline to where they don't like that, right? They don't like they try to discourage you, or they try to make it seem like, oh, he ain't nothing, he ain't got it like that. Like, don't get him big-headed. That's what they say. Don't get him big-headed, right? How many times have we been there, you know, where, you know, we're around certain people, certain family members specifically, where, you know, they try to hate on you or throw some shade in there? Many times, fellas. So that's something that you will go through, you know, once you're on your looks maxing journey, and once you're trying to improve, you know, how you look and your physique, your smile, your skincare, all these things, your haircut, you know, no matter what you're doing to, you know, on the outside to better your view on others and their view on you, that's very important. No matter what you do, that's going to be noticeable, and people are going to understand that, fellas. So you got to remember that. So next one we got, they hate to see you win. They do. They hate to see you win. They hate to see you make more money. They hate to see you get that cold physique, especially if you tall, right, in shape, on your stuff, no kids, no baggage, none of that. They hate to see that. And this is why a lot of dudes, which is crazy and weird, they pray on your downfall. And it's just like they hate and they just wish they can be in the same position or shoes that you're in. And it's like they can, but they're not willing to put that work in. They're not willing to get up at 5 a.m. They're not willing to, eat the eggs, eat the high protein diet. They eating, chicken McGriddles. And, I don't even know all this junk food was called nowadays because it's like, I don't eat that stuff. So it's like, why would I care if I don't eat it? You know what I'm saying? So this is reasons why, certain dudes will never be in the position that you're in and have, what you have, the cold physique, the nice skincare, the nice teeth. They can put in the work, but what is the issue? They think it's too feminine. They think you in the wrong. They think, oh, why he trying to be, something that he not, or why he trying to be so good, look so good? Because it's in me, G. It's got to be in you. It's a mindset thing. It has to be in you. You have to want it. Nobody can want that for you. Right? So this is why certain guys hate, but this is why when they're in your ear like clapping like that, at the end of the day, you always gonna get the last laugh, fellas. You always gonna get the last laugh, but you have to put the work in. You have to want it. You have to be willing to, get up 5, 6 a.m. in the morning, at least 4 or 5 days in the gym, at least bare minimum, right? Skincare, at least once a day. You should be doing twice a day when you wake up and when you go to sleep. And comment down below if y'all want me to film like a, morning routine video with that. How I take care of my skin. A lot of people ask me how I take care of myself, right? So these are very important things, that you need to have as a man. Very important essentials that are basic, should be basic, because how many times do you talk to women, they say, oh, you've been on a bad day? Yeah, bad hygiene. Fellas. Why are they still going over bad hygiene? Come on, G. No cologne. Smelling bad, dusty, dirty shoes, right? Dirty shirt, crusty beard, teeth is yellow. These are very important things when it comes to dating. And then y'all wonder why you're not pulling, why you're not, going on those dates and actually bagging them, why you not being consistent with them, why they leaving you on red, why they, why they ghosting you. Because these are things that women pick up. They just might not tell you in a moment. Some of them will, some of them won't though, G. Some of them are bold, but you got to understand, some of them will just be standoffish and then they start to go ghost. And that's because they start to see those red flags of basic hygiene as a man, fellas. So that's very important subject that we need to hit right on. Next topic we're going to be talking about is fear of rejection. Okay, a lot of people, they fear rejection when they don't look as good as you. They feel as if, especially when it comes to women, mainly, of course, when it comes to women, right? So mainly when it comes to women, let's say you have a guy who's like, very handsome dude, tall, skincare, everything, on the outside, right? And then you have a more average looking woman. She might feel some type of way because you rejected her, even though a lot of women reject 99% of dudes every single day because they're not attracted to them. So why is it okay, when they do it, but we can't do it? Right? So that discourages them. Women hate to be rejected because they feel like you on like a pedestal, or they feel like you sassy or cocky, or you must be, GAY, right? All these things. So that's a very important thing that you got to remember, because a lot of women, they would try to, throw that in your face, be like, oh, you think you got it like that? You must be sassy. You must be, DL, right? These are all important signs of, you are an attractive man, because that's the first thing a woman will say is how many times will she say sassy or call you out on some type of feminine energy around her, right? Because usually women expect, no matter if it's like a, average looking 6 or 7, they usually expect the man to fall for anything. But there's certain high value quality men out here who, know they at the top and know they, went through that struggle and grind to get where they looks maxing is at. And they're not just going to fall for anything. They're just not going to fall for the lust just because it's right in front of them, right? How are you matching it? Are you really my type? Are you really bringing stuff to the table? That should be all mixed up. Not least, fellas, always comparing you to others. Always comparing you to others. This is a really big one because I've went through this really major point in my life where people always constantly comparing you. Oh, he looks like that. You look like, oh, you know what I mean? That gets so annoying and repetitive. I understand where y'all coming from. So trust me, you are not alone. But that is an important sign that, that person knows that, you are an attractive person, and they just not trying to give you your flowers. They're not trying to, maybe your physique looks like somebody else. Maybe, you know what I mean? Or maybe they might try to degrade how you look. That's a really big one. They might have to try to degrade how you look, but in the end, in their mind, they understand that you look really handsome to them, especially the women. All right, especially if she's like bad. If she's like an 8 or 9, she's getting up there on that scale. She won't always trying to give you your flowers because she don't want you to get big-headed, right? A lot of women want that. They don't want you to feel like you're getting big-headed because they don't want you to feel like, you're over them, or, you get most of the glory and the praise, right? A lot of women are like that. And that's a woman that you don't want around you because she will always try to put you down. Even when you dating her, even when you're in a relationship with her, marriage with her, she will always try to one-up you. You don't want to be in competition with your woman, fellas. It should be both of y'all up here. It should not be she's up here and you like shrinking down. It should never be like that. So you got to remember that. A lot of y'all, you try to let the woman run all over you, and then she tries to degrade how you look. And, that's why a lot of y'all get insecure and you hop in these relationships and then, start getting that dad bod. You start getting, lazy and, complacent. These are very important things so your woman knows and keeps her on a structure. You just have to say goodbye, fellas. I'm sorry. That is what it is. But that is going to be it for today's video, fellas. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe as always. Hit me on IG, Coach Nakai, if you need your workout plans, your meal plans. Make sure you comment down below in the comment section more what you want to see on the YouTube channel. We're trying to push this value and content out each and every day that we can. Without further ado, we out. Peace.